Welcome to another episode of Up Next. Happy Friday. It's my second time coming on today for much needed great calls to talk about. And it's almost Christmas time, which doesn't seem like it. But today, not to prolong the episode, I have Jessica McClellan, who's no stranger to Kansas City, who founded Giving Hope and Help, currently CEO and president, who does a lot of amazing work for women in our community here in Kansas City. And every year around this time specifically, there is a huge event that takes place here in Kansas City that all women should know about. And people who will watch this episode before tomorrow, and I won't share any more, so I'll let Jessica take it. But I wanted to give Jessica an opportunity to talk about the mission of Giving Hope and Help, and just really about the important things that we should be mindful of during this time of the holiday season as it relates to uplifting other women. And so without further ado, I will bring on Miss Jessica.
Hello there. Hi, Kiona.
Hi. Tell everyone who is Jessica and what's popping.
Wow. I am me. And I feel like, it's not cliche, but I am every woman and every woman is me. We all have something that we're going through or something that we've been through. And we all have a story to share. And so when I say that I am every woman, that's what I mean by we are all related through some form or fashion, through some experience, through a story. And I also often say your story is my story, my story is your story. Meaning the bottom line is we are still here and we're still surviving.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what we've been through. And so because of some of my past, I was gifted, I call it by God to found Giving Hope and Help. And it was founded based on my experience of sexual assault that I hid for 20 years and domestic violence that I overcame. Didn't know that I was in a domestic violent relationship because I wasn't being hit. And so I'm here to share that domestic violence is not only physical, but it's emotional. It's verbal. It's, living in fear. If you're in fear of someone that you're in a relationship with, that is a form of domestic violence. And so I learned a lot more about domestic violence once I lost my dear friend to domestic violence. And so part of my yes and part of my purpose is honor of her. And then just 2 years ago, I lost a young cousin of 24 years old. So when I speak to women and girls and boys and whoever listen, men, I'm coming straight from the heart that we all have something and we all can help each other in some form or fashion. And so with Giving Hope and Help, our signature arm of outreach is our annual period products drive. And it is to support domestic violence shelters. And so when women have enough courage to leave an abuser, maybe with their children at their side, maybe with just the clothes on their back, and they're on their cycle, and what are they going to do? And so when they get to these safe havens, I believe that these safe havens should have these items of dignity readily available for the women. We want to meet this need because we want to meet the need so that all of her needs are met when she reaches that domestic violence shelter or place of refuge, so she will not have a reason to go back. Because oftentimes women are in financial abusive relationships. So they may not be being hit, but they're totally dependent and, strained when it comes to the finances. And so this is just another reason why. And the shelters can use the budgeting for period products. And I don't know if you've purchased any lately, but they are expensive. And oftentimes women may have to choose, should I buy this package of pads or should I buy this rotisserie chicken to feed my 4 children? And if you're a mother, and if you're not a mother, if you're a woman, if you're compassionate, you're going to buy the chicken for your family. And you're going to use toilet paper or paper towels or whatever you need to do to get by while you're on your cycle. I feel like we as a community together and that is called period poverty.
Yeah.
And we can end it. And so that's what this drive is all about. It's about supporting women that have been affected by domestic violence, homeless women, women that have been affected by natural disaster, girls in school. You know, what is a young girl going to do when she has her cycle and she doesn't have the support at home?
Yeah.
You know, and so she doesn't have these period products. So we want to end period poverty by any means necessary. And so we are hosting our 8th annual Feminine Hygiene Product Drive. And I know that you've been to them, Kiona, and I just appreciate, you know, you a couple of years ago being literally by my side the whole drive, saying, no, Jessica, we're not talking over there. We're going to stay focused. You can't be focused. And so I really, really appreciate that, because when I get around a lot of people, I get pulled in every direction and I just go, you know, I'm just everywhere.
That's me.
And it's just like, okay, I got to stay focused. I mean, so I won't have a you by my side tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, hey, the thing is, you know, I feel like what you do is so important, of course, and it goes without stating, but I feel like I've learned so much, especially as it relates to domestic violence and, you know, just being a woman. And during this time of, you know, people talking about hotline calls, you know, being at an all-time low. And for people who maybe have not experienced or have any kind of contact or even just knowing the signs or just kind of what that might mean to just a normal person who, you know, not that they don't care, but they're like, oh, at an all-time low, that's great. And actually, it's not great, because that means that they're close to an abuser, or they can't make the phone call, or they can't reach out to someone of significance to seek the help that they need, to your point, to get the help and the resources. And so, you know, you said this is the eighth annual drive. And it's just crazy to think that women every single day have a void when it comes to having the products that we need to feel whole. And that is a part of being a woman. And Jessica, you've done such an amazing job here in our city each and every year, not just women, like you got grown men going in Target, grabbing tampon pads.
I posted a picture of men today. You got to see that post. They're holding the pads, you know, they went and bought pads. And so this was a picture of last year's event. And, you know, my dream initially was that men support this event.
Yeah.
And so now that we have fraternities on board, we have men's organizations on board, it lights my fire so much more than even women, because it's like these men are texting me pictures of them in the store buying period products. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So that's what it's all about. And the theme has been for the last several years, real men support women, or real men don't hit women. But this year, as COVID didn't stop periods.
They did not.
They're still flowing daily.
Yeah.
And we can, the period products are essential.
Yeah.
They're an essential need to be met. And I thank everyone that has already donated, that's already supported. I tell you what, Kiona, it breaks my heart when I hear of a woman that cannot afford these products. And I have gotten calls yesterday and today from women in the community that have heard about us asking for period products, lost their job to COVID, whatever it may be. And I'm just like, absolutely, yes, I will stop, drop, and roll for you to get you the period products that you need, because it's something that is easily fixed. It's a solution that is not difficult for us to just pick up an extra package if you yourself are buying a package. And even if you're not, you know, a lot of women say, oh, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that. I said, oh, that's great, but someone does. What about the woman who does? What about the young girl who does? You know, think about her. What about the girls in Africa? What about them? They messaged me yesterday that they have 35 girls at this lady that I partner with called Smart Child Kenya. They have 35 girls that are experiencing FGM, that's female genital mutilation. And it's very popular in that country. And they don't have sanitary napkins, and she hand makes them. the reusable pads. And so that's on our Amazon wish list. We want to one day get them over there. Right now, we can only send funds so that they can buy the products to make them.
Yeah.
But we sponsor these girls. We sponsor them for a year at a time. You know, it's so inexpensive for us to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so inexpensive for us to do that. And so I'm always looking for ways to get the products out of the country. And I think once COVID goes away, we'll be able to do more of the global outreach.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, just still on the fact of, you know, how it's so easy to link arms with Giving Hope and Help, link arms with you. Obviously, you're no stranger to Kansas City, but just how, like, as a man, you know, you have to be mindful of another woman who experiences this monthly. And this is a part of who she is, and how to, you know, for us, it's like we just go in the aisle in Target or Walmart or whatever and just, oh, that's what I need. And we just go, think nothing of it, versus like them. They're like, there's like 50 different options. Like, what do I pick? Like tampons, like pads. And I think like we need more of that, of men just validating women in that way and saying like, this is a part of you. It is okay. It is a need, not a burden. And I think you're able to change the perspective of, you know, obviously it's female led and it's female centered, but just to be able to get people outside their box. And I feel like, you know, this is the 8th annual, but next year I feel like with COVID and everyone's going to just be so excited to get out.
Yes, exactly.
And think about when they were in the house around this time this year and support you. And what would you say, you know, obviously the drive is tomorrow. So people who tune in or watch this, I don't know who might share this, who might keep watching this later. What's happening? Where is it at? What's going on? What's taking place?
Sure. Tomorrow between 12 noon and 3 p.m., we will be at Swope Park main entrance in Kansas City, Missouri. The exact address is 6601 Swope Parkway, Kansas City, Missouri, 64132. That is the address. We're going to be there at the main entrance. There'll be a big U-Haul truck there that you will see that we've rented, not that we've rented, but a Clean Slate, one of our sponsoring companies, has sponsored us with the U-Haul truck. And so shout out to them. And so the truck will be there. Our mission, our goal is to fill that truck with period products to support all of the domestic violence shelters. So we're asking the community to drive through tomorrow and drop off period products. It's a contactless drive-through. So have them in your trunk and pop your trunk or your back seat, and we'll get them out and you can go on about your merry way. We're asking you to drop off sanitary napkins, any brand, any size. We love to get some organic ones as well. Women are now being more health conscious. And so we are asking for organic as well as regular pads. Tampons, any brand, any size, same thing, organic and regular. Individually wrapped, please, individually wrapped feminine wipes. You can get them in a box at Walmart or Target. And individually wrapped panty liners, individually wrapped, as well as women and children's packaged underwear. They must be packaged in order for us to give them to the shelters. If they're not and they're brand new, we'll package them for you, but we're asking you to drop off packaged, you know, women and children's packaged underwear. I will say, as far as the underwear is concerned, any size for the children, most of the shelters are asking me for the extra large and the larger size underwear for women as well. And even Diva cups. We'll take Diva cups. We'll take anything, period. All things, period. Bring it, drop it off, move on your merry way, and have a blessed day. You know, this is a great way to give back. Yeah. And so when the shelters come, they're going to receive a year or more supply of period products. Yes. Yeah. And they're excited about coming.
That's amazing. And I hope that a lot of people drive out. I'm sure that I will be making somewhat of a of a drive over there to drop off something of some sort. And I feel like the next step for Giving Hope and Help, and I know that obviously things take time and coordination and planning and God leading the way, but I think that there needs to be some type of full sped on Kansas City company organization where it's like you literally have a bin for Giving Hope and Help, like every day. Like somebody better be dropping something in that bin, and
that's what we're saying.
And then you like literally bring it to the drive and like make it a corporate effort. I just feel like this is nothing, especially particularly here in Kansas City. And with you being here, home base, we should not have a problem with making sure our local shelters have what they need for women who will be seeking those services. And so, again, just very thankful for you. And somebody has to do it. And I think God has chosen the right one. And so we're honored to continue to have you in Kansas City. And obviously, any way that I can help amplify just what you do with Giving Hope and Help is always a given. And for people who might not know website, any of those things, how can they learn more? How can they get in contact with you, Jessica, if they're like, hey, this is awesome, I want to learn more?
Sure, exactly. Thank you so much. I do want to say that we are also in the state of Texas as Texas Giving Hope and Help. And this year would have been our 6th annual drive in Texas. But due to COVID, we did not have our drive there. But we do have inventory in Texas. And we received a call just this week from a school. And so we're going to be donating to that school in Texas. So we are in Texas. And the goal is that Giving Hope and Help be in every state in the United States of America.
Wow.
Have a global imprint. We started a global imprint, but we want to enlarge that. So if you want to learn more about Giving Hope and Help, you can go to givinghopeandhelp.org, givinghopeandhelp.org. You can also look at our Facebook page. We're on YouTube. We have a LinkedIn page. We have a Twitter and an Instagram page. And so we're asking the community to get involved, see what's going on, see how you can help, see how you can support, how your organization or your church can have a drive. And not only do we need products, Kiona, but we also need financial donations because, as you know, ministry costs. And it costs for us to ship these products. And so what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to build a shipping budget or get more increase to have these finances readily available. I had to take the request button off of our website because the requests were coming from literally all over the country. We could not, I had no idea it would be that way. And so we had to take the request button off of our website because we could not financially afford to send the products that we have, which is a good problem, but we don't have the finances to send them out across the country. So you can drive through and make a $5 donation. You know, you don't have to bring products. You can bring a $5 donation or whatever. $5 will help a woman, you know, with one package of pads. So whatever anyone can do is greatly appreciated. And you said you want to do what you can, and what you're doing right now, sharing your platform with me, is priceless. So I thank you for that, this opportunity. I'm grateful, very grateful.
Yeah, no, this is much needed. And I just feel like the next step too is just, you know, like here in Kansas City, I mean, it's like, to your point. So ultimately you don't want to continue to do this work as providing a need. I know that it's a purpose for a moment in time, but hopefully there is a point in time in the future where, you know, like bathrooms just have pads, you know, or, you know, moms are like, oh yeah, I'm at a meeting or a corporate office. It's a given that we should have tampons and pads placed in, you know, everyday inserts of life. And hopefully, you know, legislation can be passed to help implement more accessibility for women and providing the things that we need. And so I just thank you so much for coming on and sharing this. And I hope people will drive through 100 folds over tomorrow.
We have a truck. We got a truck. We can feel it.
I hope it feels so hard that you can't get anything else into it. So thank you so much for coming on. We'll definitely have to get you back on here next year in Q1 as the podcast kind of emerges and grows. I've taken a lot of time off. Probably a lot of people are like, where did I go? But here we are with Jessica talking about Giving Hope and Help, and being on earlier today as well with Councilman Eric and Jason Kander. So like a freestyle Friday. Yeah. It's like a freestyle Friday. Like, oh, I don't know. So
in January, we'll be talking about our scholarship program.
Oh yeah, so, that's right. Yeah. It'll be perfect timing to loop it back around. But thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. And Jessica, hold on one second. Again, you heard Jessica. If you want to learn more about the mission of Giving Hope and Help, please go to their website. Check out their Facebook page. Tomorrow, the drive. Again, Jessica, what are the times? 12.
12 to 3 tomorrow at Swope Park, main entrance, Kansas City, Missouri.
All righty. You heard it from there. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please share this podcast. I will be texting this to people who I know that might can listen to you, Jessica, to explain everything. I'm serious because tampons are important and we need people to support you tomorrow. So thank you all again and have a blessed day.